we were excited to bring you an inspiring conversation with Colonel J.K. Bajaj, SM, VSM, FRGS, a trailblazer who exemplifies courage, persistence, and a thirst for adventure. From being the first Indian and Asian to conquer Antarctica to his leadership roles in the Indian Army, Colonel Bajaj's remarkable journey is one of pushing the limits of human endurance. In our exclusive interview, Colonel Bajaj shares his experiences from his early life to his monumental South Pole expedition and the leadership lessons learned along the way. Catch a glimpse of this extraordinary conversation in the excerpt and stay tuned for the full interview coming soon. How did you decide to join the army?
You know, when you, early birds as they call it, learn to fly high, when I saw lots of, journals and Army, Navy, Air Force officers fighting for their country, and me luckily having been selected in the officers training unit as the first officer, OTU, Officer Training Unit. Lucky me, with the background of NCC, 3 years in school, higher school, 3 years, 3 years in the college, and I was saluting in 1960 the Queen.
Wow.
And leading the contingent. That put a real fire. I said, no way. And I quickly applied again for this thing. They said, wait, 6 months later you're going to become an officer. You're going to go to Indian military. I was so much excited. I went for the selection board again and I quickly got into it. Had I been in the OTU, I would have gained 6 months seniority. But I said, hell with it. The craze was so much that quickly put on the uniform and go on. So lucky me.
So when you wore your uniform for the first time, I want to know, what does it feel like? You were always eyeing that uniform. You'd always visualized it or manifested it. But when you actually wore it, what did it feel like?
I felt very good, but it was taken off very fast, the uniform. My first commandant he said, come and all have a tea with me. When I was going in, big Bhoot Bangla in which this Colonel Saab used to be, 6 gentlemen, I found Lawrence Cub outside on the gate to welcome. This is the first time I took off my uniform and I said, look, he probably seeing that I'm going to attack him. So his deputy, Lieutenant Colonel Byrne, said, JK, take off that uniform.
Oh.
As it is, you have uniform on you with your mustaches. You're going to go for a man-eater. Minus is coming, General Minus is coming from India. And he is going to go to the jungles of Maharashtra. There is a man-eater and you are taking your men with you and you got to build machans on top of the trees.
Wow.
And they are going to shoot the man-eater. That was the first time I had put on a uniform and taken off the uniform. I said, what kind of an army I have joined? When I come back, of course, we came back after shooting the man-eater. That's a different part of the story. How we shot and what it happened, how Minus shot it. and that built courage and all. So straightway the first thing I find, I was cribbing I said, I've joined the EME, Electrical Mechanical Engineering. Am I going to sit under the vehicles, tanks and all that, repair them and go? He said, JK, wait one, here is a posting order. I found myself in Leh Ladakh.
Wow.
Very next to Darbuk, Cheshul, where you're fighting today for the land. There were no roads those days. There was nothing. Charlie 130 used to fly us from Delhi, touch Chandigarh, straightway on to Leh. I spent 2 years. That's where the more and more desired fire came in to climb mountains and do something. Before I could whistle anything, they said, you're going for engineering. जबरदस्ती में B.Tech कराया, M.Tech कराया, MBA करवाया, जो भी है करते गए, and eventually one was still not happy.
Let's go back to Leh Ladakh. How was Leh Ladakh at that time, the socio-economic or socio-political scene there?
I used to come down from 17,000 feet to 10,000 where Leh is. Changla, Chishul, Pass, Chishul, across the other side. There were no roads. Okay. I was supposed to maintain the road so that if there are trucks or anything and all carrying food for the troops on the other side, they can cross over. My job was repair and recovery of this vehicle, being an EME officer. I had 30 people with me. Every now and then a vehicle is fallen in the river, Indus River, or it is hanging somewhere on the slope. So JK is sitting with a t-shirt and just trying to pull the vehicle out with his men and equipment. So that's where we found, I won't say we were better off, but we were not fighting like that way we are fighting today, by inch. And we want to clinch every inch.
Yeah.
And losing number of people more than otherwise. Otherwise, we only lost people in 62 war. That's the time we were there. I've been in Chishul, where the Magar and Grung hills are. That's the border. I remember I was a lieutenant at that time, full lieutenant with 2 stars. And KVK Rao, my brigade commander, he said, I want you to go and pick up and see how much of ammunition, how much of your dynamites are lying all over. So I used to walk around. They said, you are not scared that you might blow off? I said, look, it's very simple. If these birds can go around, we are just going behind the birds. There used to be partridges and all that. He says, now I understand why you are fearless. I said, मैं तो ये birds के पीछे पीछे चलता हूँ. और चलते चलते कहीं गलती से मैं I reach on top of the mountain. Those which was the border between the two of us, China and us. All of a sudden news came from Delhi and China. India cross, Indian cross, Chinese border. My brigade commander said, who also pinned the badges later when he became the chief. He said, you are the same lieutenant who was with me, who crossed the border. And he wanted deputy wanted me to be sacked. Throw him back, throw me out of the army. He said, give him another chance, give him another chance. Then I got determined to join the parachute formation. The only red devils, the daring devils who are never stopped. I said, let's go somewhere where the people don't stop you. You just jump out. There's no road. Just jump out. So I, from Leh Ladakh to the paras, after my B.Tech, which is a military college of electrical mechanical engineering, तो नकल नुकल मार के पास हो गए तो हम भी बोलने लगे कि हम इंजीनियर हैं. So that's how life was.